Good morning. I thought today that I would share someone that's very important in my life, and her name is Jack, or Jack the Ripper. We also call her Jackie because I just found out a couple months ago that she's a girl. So I thought that I would share some of my life, not really life-altering things that came with her being brought into my life. And one of the things is that I used to have a lot of social anxiety when I went out in public. I didn't really want to talk to people and stuff. And then when I would go get dog food or anything like that, I didn't really have to talk to anybody. But more people started to come up to me and talk to me more when I would have crickets. It's like, oh, what are you getting? Like, what are you feeding? And I would explain, like, oh, a bearded dragon. And I'm surprised because a lot of people are just like, what's that? And I assumed everybody knew just because I watched Holes as a kid, and you know, the yellow spotted lizards or whatever they're called. I assumed that everybody knew what bearded dragons were from that movie, so it shocks me to know that people don't know what a bearded dragon is. And so when I started talking to people and introducing them, it started making me more comfortable socializing with other people, not thinking like, oh, they're not judging me, or at least I'm not worried that they are anymore. So I started bringing her out more in public to like the grocery store and the pet store and anywhere that I was. If I'm running errands, she came along with me. And I didn't care if people like stared at me because I had a reptile on my shoulder in the summertime. It just felt cool to have her along with me. And I had a little kid come up to me, or like looked at me and looked at his mom and said, "Mom, that girl has a crocodile on her shoulder. Why does she have an alligator?" He kept switching back and forth from saying crocodile and alligator. And I laughed because I'm like, well, it's close, not really. It's a lizard. And it was cool being able to like go up to him and let him see like my dragon and say it's a bearded dragon, and thinking like, wow, it's a dragon, does it breathe fire? And it's just like, no. And being able to like spark conversations up with people who you normally would never talk to, like especially at a grocery store or even in the pet store. You don't really like talk to people as much. Other thing that I have things is I never had the veterinarian on speed dial because I was never worried with. I have my vet on speed dial, like her phone number is saved, and I call them constantly because when I first bought Jack, I assumed that she only needed to be fed once or twice a week, not a day. And I was in for a rude awakening when I got her, and I called the vet up to say, hey, I got a bearded dragon, can you give me some tips? And I found out she needed more proper care. I didn't even have a heat lamp for her. I know that's dumb, but she's my first reptile. So I had to go out and buy a heat lamp, and this is a whole like new world when you get a reptile. And I was scared because I was told like if you kept her too cold, she's like, you can make her sick. If you kept her too hot, you can make her sick. If you feed her lettuce, you can make her sick. If you don't feed her enough crickets, you can make her sick. If you don't give her calcium powder, she can get metallic bone disease. And that freaked me out. I've never had an animal where if I mess up, she'll die. So having the vet on speed dial and caring for her in a sense, that it changed my life because I'm constantly calling her, especially if she's acting weird or if she's gaping her mouth. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gaping her mouth, or she puffs her beard one time, and I'm immediately calling the vet like, what's wrong with my bearded dragon? What did I do wrong? And she's just laughing because she's just like, there's nothing wrong. You're like, calm down. Like, you're not scheduling another appointment. She's fine. Just call me when she's having tremors or she's actually not like moving around as much. But she also told me, she's like, but don't call now because it's going into winter. She's not gonna be as energetic as she was in the summertime because they slow down in the winter. And these are things that I never knew, and I feel kind of selfish because I bought her not taking the time to actually do the proper research so I can give her the best care. And I did that after I got her. And so that's another thing that kind of changed my life, is now I'm scared for other people because I love her so much that I'm afraid that people are going to buy bearded dragons and not take the proper care for them. And it freaks me out because I'm so afraid that people are going to not give an animal the attention that they deserve. I'm afraid that other people will buy them in the way that I did, and I know that that's possible. And another thing is that I never thought, like when I had animals and stuff, I never in a million years would I think that I was going to be looking through their poo to make sure that it's healthy and that she's healthy. And that stems back from the anxiety of me having her and being the reason why she dies is because I didn't know how to properly take care of her. So I'm constantly, every time she poops, it's like my parents look at me like I'm some psycho. Like, why are you looking through her poo? And I'm like, I'm just making sure she's healthy, making sure everything's all solid. She has her white urine. There's no tints or anything on it. Just making sure. And they're just, and they laugh at me because they're just like, you would never do that for, you know, my dog Chassis, or I would never do that for Marbles. But I always say it's because I feel like dogs and cats, like, I know when they're not feeling good. With her, it's a whole new lifestyle for me. Like, I don't know. I'm still learning about her, and it's been almost 6 months since I had her. She's pulling out my tank. Come here. And she doesn't listen either very much. She likes to crawl on the back of my head too. And then another thing is that kind of changed my lifestyle is that I had to alter when I was going to feed her and what was going to fit with my lifestyle, and when her timer should go on and off with her lights, because I needed to be able to take the proper, I keep saying proper, she deserves to have the proper, there it is again, she deserves to have the best, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. I'm stumbling through my words. She deserves to have, you know, the greatest tank and the best care for her, and, you know, the right diet. And I'm still struggling to get her to eat veggies. I started getting her to eat collard greens, but it's not really working out too much in my favor. But yeah, she's just something else. She is definitely something else. I don't know what else I have to say. I mean, I could go on and on about things that I worry about her, but I could obviously make a whole other video for that. These were just kind of things that kind of changed my life when I got her. And one of the biggest things is not knowing that I could love something so much. To me, she's like a little child. She requires so much attention, in my opinion, and I spoiled her to the point where when she's in her tank, if she's in her tank too long, she'll turn really like black, and I can tell she's stressed out. But as soon as she goes into my hands, like, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes and she's completely white. Her stomach's white. Let me see if I can get her. Hang on. Well, she's stressed right now because she's been out too much, but this is her, and I thought that I would share her with everybody who cares, who likes to see other people's pets and exotic ones, and hopefully that I can get people who have bearded dragons can like comment on me and like help me through my journey with her, because like I said, I'm a newbie when it comes to these guys, and any tips or advice I can get would be wonderful. But so far, she is my favorite pet that I have ever gotten, and I do not regret getting her. And it took forever to convince my parents, because I feel like there's a stigma behind reptiles that they're not good pets to own, and she broke that for me. Like, I never was interested in a reptile until my boyfriend got turtles, and then I got her. It's just amazing the bond that she has for me and that I have for her. It is the best thing ever. The one thing that I do want to say, if you are going to get a bearded dragon, look at, I think Pansy Pan posted a video on how to potty train them. I wish I potty trained her. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos, like it, or even subscribe to me. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that you actually care what I have to say. And I hope, if you are in America, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. I know I will. I'm going later. And if you're not, just have a happy rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.